So this is a post from r/girl dinner diaries, and this has been my favorite subreddit to sort of just like hate read, because you find some of the most unhinged fucking posts on this subreddit. And basically what it is you post a picture of what's supposed to be like really shitty food, or just like really like garbage looking food, kind of like boy dinners, you know. And you post a story, or you vent to it, like really just it's more like a venting subreddit. And it's very highly entertaining, because sometimes, you know, the phrase "hell hath no fury like a woman scorned." This is the epitome of this post, and we'll get into why. But I just want to preface that this story has some mentions of some like abortion and infidelity and fucking AI trickery. So before we get into that, you got to make sure that you're okay with that stuff. And we're gonna get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. 26 and pregnant with my 44-year-old cheating boyfriend's baby. This was made an hour ago, so this is fresh, like hot off the presses. It's a little bit of a read, so you know, we might as well get some takeout, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start reading. So it starts off with saying, started dating him last year, immediately after divorcing my husband. My husband didn't want to have kids with me, and it was a dream of mine. So when this man told me of how excited he was to be a dad and provided for family, I was hooked. There was an age gap, a big one. But what was age in the eyes of a perfect match? We had been work friends before I divorced, and he was always so nice to me. I was excited to explore a bright future, and his age was our one and only problem. Yeah, well, I mean, there's like a 20-year age gap there, and I'm not Twitter, right? I don't subscribe to the notion that, oh, you know, obviously this guy's a predator because he's dating an adult. I think that's retarded. I think two consenting adults, no matter what their age is, as long as they're adults and as long as the relationship is happy and healthy, you know, I think that you really don't have a right to criticize a relationship for an age gap. Anyways, she goes on to say, I knew he had an 18-year-old daughter, but he had told me he was estranged from her due to a sexist court system, and no fault of his own, and he told me he was paying child support. He expressed how he wanted to find and reconnect with her. I think that what he's talking about is that in family courts, it leans so heavily towards, like, the woman side of it, like is extremely difficult to gain custody of, you know, your child when you're going through a divorce if you're a male. So that might be what he's talking about, but you'll soon figure out that this guy is an absolute fucking scumbag, and the way she gets back at him is highly entertaining and absolutely deranged. I found his daughter on social media for him. I reached out to her, befriended her, and she told me the story of the man who ran away because he wanted nothing to do with her and never paid any child support, who had lost his job and lied to his ex-wife, her mom, about it, continued to leave to go to work every day while doing God knows what. I confronted my boyfriend, and he said that his ex-wife just hated him, and it wasn't true, and said he'd start calling the state, and he'd start an audit to see where the child support money was. I reassured her of his character and how much he loved her, and I bonded with her. So, like, that's kind of like the first, like, kind of like step. Like, I don't feel like it's like the OP's place to suddenly just like reach out to her boyfriend's estranged, self-admittedly estranged daughter and like try and repatch things. So like there's her first instance of kind of going a little overboard. Like, I don't know, if I had a daughter, thank God, I don't have any fucking kids. And I don't plan on it. I think kids are fucking gross. But, you know, if I had a daughter and I just didn't want to be a dad, and, you know, all of a sudden I have this girlfriend just seemingly out of nowhere kind of creating drama, you know, because she thinks that she's helping. I don't know, I would be kind of upset about that. Like, oh, okay, so you were just gonna trample over me just to try and look like the good guy. That would kind of upset me. But it gets even more deranged because I'm sorry, OP is absolutely, she is diabolical. Like, she is like the devil, because the story gets increasingly unhinged. Then I found out he was cheating on me with a married woman, and had actually been participating in an affair with her for 14 years, and there were so many signs he was cheating on me, but I trusted him fully and dismissed everyone, even when I saw this woman walking in our apartment complex towards our apartment, twice before seeing me and running. He lied, denied, gaslit the ever hell out of me, and changed the story every single time I found new evidence. Every time I suspected his cheating from the beginning, I would go to his sister, who I trusted, and ask her about it, and she would reassure me, so I would let it go. I was healing from wounds of my divorce and wanted badly to be in a healthy, happy relationship. So, okay. So he's been cheating on her for the entire relationship, because remember, they've only been together for like a year. And so I assume when she says having an affair with her for 14 years, she means before the relationship, and also probably during the marriage with his ex-wife. But we don't know when they got divorced or whatever, and an affair could just be having a sexual relationship. But, you know, to her, it is kind of an affair that's been happening for 14 years. And I really think it's funny when, not women, but like people, because, you know, anybody could do this. But I really think it's funny when people get into an argument with their significant other and they start dragging in relatives, like OP dragging in the sister, only for her to kind of like lie and reassure him, or reassure her. Sorry about that, my phone's going off, and that's what I'm using to record, and somebody likes one of my pictures, and that makes me happy. Anyways, well, I spoke to his mom in private about his daughter, and I found out I spoke to his mom in private about his daughter, and found out he signed away his rights willingly. Yeah, okay. Then after making him call the state in front of me, I found out he never paid a day's worth of child support. He never tried to. He lied and denied and changed the story for months, claiming the state was performing an audit to find where the money went, but that turned out to be all lies too. I don't know, is he obligated to pay child support? Like, maybe morally he's obligated to pay child support for sure. But is he legally? I don't know. OP increasingly kind of focuses on the child support aspect, and I kind of think that that's where her head is at right now. She's just worried about money, and that's, I guess, fine. But you know, it's not a good look. I feel awful because I've been leading this poor girl on about how wonderful her dad is, and there was some sort of misunderstanding. This all had to be a mistake, etc. For months, I was giving her updates about the audit the state was performing that my boyfriend would tell me, trying to encourage her to get to know him. Well, it blew up in his face. I held him accountable as fuck. Now the state has his information to see if child support back pay is possible to help pay for her college. She knows the hard truth about her dad being a manipulative slimeball. Well, so it kind of sounds like she knew the truth already. Like you were just looking at the guy with rose-colored glasses, and she, like, from what the story reads, it sounds like, oh yeah, dude, the guy's a fuckhead, and you willingly ignored the signs, and that's probably rose-tinted glasses, the honeymoon phase or whatever, and that's not OP's fault. But I don't know. This is where the story takes a turn to OP being in the right, to OP absolutely being deranged, and this is where the story is going to get repeatedly very entertaining. So she says, I read the message between him and the married woman he was cheating on me with, and found out she was especially concerned about her adult daughter discovering her affair. So I sent evidence of the affair to her adult daughter and her husband. So not only is this woman about to ruin, like, 2 relationships, right? She preemptively went ahead and fucking, went preemptive scorched earth and decided to ruin 3 different relationships. But that's before what I'm about to read, which is even more entertaining. I sent proof of the cheating to his sister, and she told me she knew him better than anyone else, and he wouldn't cheat on me. At this point, I was convinced she was never a girl's girl, or a friend, so I sent her a photo of a fake hair clip I had AI create, and I told her I found it in my bedroom, and my boyfriend claimed it was hers. She confirmed the fake hair clip that does not exist was in fact hers. So now she was covering from him from day one. If you see this, fuck you. With the hand heart emoji. And she uses this repeatedly, by the way. I really hope on some level, I like my brain registers this as obvious girl dinner diary satire, right? Like, obviously, this is obvious satire. But there is a small speck of me that really wishes that this is real. Like, really, because, I mean, like, using AI is one thing. There's something to be said about the ethics of using performative, generative AI. But it's a whole other fucking thing when you're using AI to gaslight someone into telling the truth. And that's really fucking funny. Okay, so wait a minute. Where were we? Okay, we're on the last little bit here. I also reached out to a clinic and am going to have this baby aborted and claim it was a miscarriage to my boyfriend and his family and everyone else in my life. See, that's what I'm saying, like, this is why I wish this was real, because that's fucking awesome. That is some diabolical, I don't give a fuck, I'm burning everything down bullshit. So not only is she gonna have the baby aborted, right, she's gonna lie about it to everyone in her life and say it was a miscarriage. Just to get back at her boyfriend. This is an absolutely incredibly unhinged, awesome post. Okay. Look, because we got two more little sections here. Woo! Then I plan on dumping his ass and taking a long vacation from work with the PTO I had saved up for maternity leave. So she's even gonna take the PTO from the maternity leave. She's like, I'm gonna snatch that shit. That maternity leave is mine, goddammit. Okay. And then it's what the dinner is. So it's a dinner provided to me by my cheating boyfriend, per my pregnancy craving request. Organic grapes, cantaloupe, crackers of either plain cream cheese and strawberry jam or chives, and onion cream cheese. And if you're looking up on the screen, you'll see the dinner here. But this was an amazing post. When I saw this, I was like, I have got to record it. I don't care if it's not long enough or whatever. I'll put it in a compilation video. But this was one of the best Girl Dinner Diaries posts that I have ever read. And I really, sincerely, desperate for it to be real. And the sad thing is it's probably not. Excuse me. It's probably not real. And I know that it's not real because this reads as one of those posts that you see on Am I the Angel or not? Oh yeah, Am I the Angel or Am I the Asshole or Am I Overreacting? Where it starts out pretty reasonable, but as the post goes on, as it gets, as it devolves, the OP also kind of morally devolves. So I don't know. This is obvious satire, and people can't recognize satire. So there's keep in mind, this was posted an hour ago, okay? And it's already got 458 upvotes and 268 comments. So people are actually taking this seriously, and I'm not going to read the comments because that's not what I do here. I just read the posts, and I just like to laugh and commentate over it. But this was an absolutely amazing post. 10 out of 10. It was great. It got me in with the hook. I mean, even the title is almost perfect. 26 and pregnant with my 44-year-old cheating boyfriend's baby. Holy fuck. That is what drew me in. And then I saw it was from Girl Dinner Diaries, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. And so I kept reading, and I kept reading, and I kept reading, and I was like, oh my god. So that is why I'm bringing this short little post to you. And like I said, I'm probably going to put it in a little compilation video of short little posts that I find here. So I guess we'll go on to the next one. Alright, and so for our second story here, we've got a post from Am I the Angel? And I haven't read it, but the title really caught my eye. This is a kind of a satire subreddit where the point of it is to make fun of Am I the Asshole, where it's clearly you're not the asshole, right, but you just want validation. So and this is how Girl Dinner Diaries actually came across my feed. Was I am a big fan of this subreddit. I really enjoy it. I think the culture here is really funny, and I think the people here are really funny, and sometimes Girl Dinner Diaries gets cross-posted quite frequently into this subreddit. Because, I mean, as we found out, Girl Dinner Diaries can be absolutely unhinged. So, let's get this started. This was posted 2 days ago. And it says, Am I the asshole for defending myself in TJ Maxx? Now, this is a shit post, by the way. This is a made-up story. So it says, I, 30F, attractive, was minding my own business during my daily TJ Maxx visit, and when the corner of my eye, I saw something disturbing. A Mexican man was pressing the makeup aisle. Why the hell would a man be buying makeup? Well, I mean, that's kind of funny, isn't it? Maybe it was me because I'm Mexican. Maybe she saw me buying makeup at TJ Maxx. I love makeup. It's like painting on your face. I don't know. I know it's gay month. Gay month. And all, but we don't play that here in buttfuck Tennessee. Buttfuck Tennessee.
Oh, and I love the usage of Gay Month, by the way. I think that's really funny. I began following the Mexican all around the store to calmly confront him before I could approach him. He said, "Donde este biblioteca?" Being fluent in Mexican. Fluent in Mexican. Not Spanish. Fucking Mexican. I understood what he really said. Damn, that woman is ugly. I'm going to kill her, hit her, or harm her in some way. I was confused, as I am a very attractive woman. How could you think I'm ugly? I'm very attractive. Conventionally. However, there was nobody else in the entire store, so I knew he was talking about me. I gently pulled out my gun and pointed it at him to demonstrate that we don't play that here in buttfuck Tennessee. So not only did this Mexican gentleman, well, I mean, I don't know what he said in Spanish. I'm a Mexican that doesn't speak Spanish, so I'm a fucking coconut. But she thinks that he says something in Spanish, or I'm sorry, Mexican, and she took that to mean, damn, this woman is ugly. So in response, she gently pulled out her gun. Gently. It wasn't harsh. It wasn't fucking it wasn't, it wasn't quick. It was gently. It was elegant. It was feminine. It was complete. Suddenly, I heard screaming and shouting. "Help! That ugly woman has a gun! Someone call the police!" I calmly chuckled to myself. Heh, I chuckled. They're not talking about me, as I am an attractive woman. I smirked. I even got the anime main character, even as the main character, like, anime thing there. Like, you're not talking about me. I'm attractive. Suddenly, a policeman approached me and ordered me to drop my weapon. I chuckled to myself. He doesn't know I have the right to bear arms. I was wearing a tank top. Ma'am, you can't just threaten to shoot an innocent man at a TJ Maxx. We don't play that here in buttfuck Tennessee. The police officer aggressively shouted, even though I believe in blue lives matter. Exclamation point. I don't know why, but the exclamation point there is like doing a lot of comedic lifting in that sentence. I don't know why, but that exclamation point there is really funny. Suddenly, I saw the Mexican go back to browsing the makeup aisle. I gently shrieked, "Go back to Mexico!" The Mexican said, "Ma'am, I'm not Mexico. I'm not Mexican. I'm from New Jersey." This filled me with disgust. You can tell this is written by a millennial, because a Zoomer would say, "Oh, I'm from Ohio," and a millennial obviously would be like, "Oh, I'm from New Jersey." So, it's the same joke, but the different generations kind of changed the skibbity riz in New Jersey to the skibbity riz in Ohio. So you could tell this was written by a millennial. I saw red and escaped from the police officer. I'm still on the run, and the entire police force has been blowing up my phone. My mother-in-law, who's morbidly obese liberal, even called me a racist. Morbidly obese liberal. This can't be true, because I ate at Taco Bell last Tuesday. But I just need to know, am I the angel for defending myself after a man threatened me in Mexican? And my verdict is not the angel, not the asshole, and the angel, or the angel, or whatever. Because obviously, she's a very attractive woman. You know, the Mexicans should have known a little bit better than to speak Mexican. Speak Mexican at her and call her ugly. They're just jealous. All of them are just jealous. I don't really have a lot to say against this one, other than it was a pretty good satire. So let's go on to the next one. All right, so I got a little bit of a weird one. It's very short, so keep that in mind. But it's very strange. So this one comes from r/off my chest, and it was posted 13 hours ago. And the title reads, "I get turned on when my boyfriend calls me a foid. Hey everyone, I've been sitting on this a while now, and I don't really know how to explain it. My boyfriend is amazing. He's sweet, caring, and treats me like a princess. But every now and then, he has these moments where he calls me annoying or tells me to shut up. And instead of being upset, it actually turns me on." Did she put 3 question marks there? I want to know how old this person is, because I want to know if I'm making fun of a minor who's just kind of like figuring out themselves. But I mean, this is really funny. I mean, just to even admit that like your boyfriend degrading you is like, oh yeah, dude, give me more of that shit. Please call me your useless little foid, please. I know it's messed up. I'm not looking for validation or anything. Just trying to understand why this happens. When he calls me a foid, tells me to shut up, or make him something to eat, something about being degraded like that is strangely attractive to me. Like, the homegirl just has a degradation kink. She just, like, I don't even think it would have to be foid. Like, slut or whore would probably work just as well, and you'd probably be like, oh my god, take me now, please. And don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. I feel safe making fun of this person because I have the same kink, okay? I also enjoy being degraded and being called a slut and a whore, okay? So, I know it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black, but I don't post a Reddit post about it. You know, I don't post on Reddit about it. This is the last little bit. Like I said, this one's really short. It's not like I want him to treat me badly all the time. I love our relationship and how supportive he is. But these moments, they're like a secret thrill. I want him to tie me up, gag me, and treat me like the garbage I am. Is something wrong with me? You and me both, sister. But no, there's nothing wrong with you. I mean, obviously, you just have you're submissive. You're a sub. And I think that this is, and putting it through this lens is even funnier. So I think that so I only read, when I first looked at this post, I only read the first 3 paragraphs, or the first 3 sections. And I didn't read that last sentence that says, I want him to tie me up, gag me, and treat me like the garbage I am. I didn't read that part. I just kind of lit like, oh yeah, this is an awesome post. We can make fun of this. And now reading that last sentence, it really reads like fetish bait, and that's even funnier. So it's probably just some guy, some fucking neckbeard, some fat little gremlin in his little basement, in his gremlin basement, his gooning basement, just writing fan fiction and framing it as an off my chest post. And this got 167 upvotes, by the way, and 96 comments. So I don't think anybody clocked the the very obvious fetish bait. So that last sentence is really funny. I want him to tie me up, gag me, and treat me like the garbage I am. I mean, same. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And there's not a lot I can say for this one either. This one's really short. This one's a lot shorter than this is probably one of the shorter stories I'll ever read on this channel. But this one was nice. This one was good. This one was a nice little palate cleanser. Let's go on to the next story. All right, so now we arrived to what I think will be the last post, the last nice little story of this subreddit, and I haven't read this subreddit, or I haven't read this post. This will be completely new to me, so I hope it's funny. But the title caught my eye, and it's a really entertaining title. It says, "Am I the asshole for leaving a dinner party early because of vegan lasagna?" Okay, so right off the bat, the OP is admitting he's a sensitive little bitch. So, it says, "I was invited to a friend's dinner party. Beforehand, she told me everyone that she was making vegan lasagna. I am not vegan, but I have had plenty of vegetarian and vegan foods, so I figured I'd give it a try." Alright, so he's not really a sensitive little bitch, but it's like he's willing to give it a try, but he still left the dinner party early because of the vegan lasagna. Like, nobody really insulted him, he wasn't really hurt, he was just upset that there was vegan lasagna in some instance, and he left, and that's really funny. When dinner was served, I was surprised to find that it wasn't really lasagna at all. There were no noodles, no cheese, no sauce. It was basically layers of vegetables stacked together. The pasta layers were lettuce leaves, a slice of tomato, and other raw vegetables in between? What the fuck? Yeah, that's like a casserole. That's not a lasagna. That's jarring. I ate my serving of lasagna. That's in quotes, by the way. But was still hungry afterwards. I didn't complain about the food or say anything negative about it to her, as she was just getting into the vegan lifestyle and trying new foods. After dinner, I decided to leave early. Okay. I don't know, I feel like this guy's kind of just blowing things out of proportion. Like, he had a shitty fucking dinner, and he was like, I took that personally, and I've got to go. I'm gonna go play Grand Theft Auto 5 now. And not think about this shitty dinner ever again, until bringing it up 6 hours later in a Reddit post. So it says, a few other guests ended up leaving around the same time, and we went to a local pizzeria and got dinner together. None of us made a social media post about it or anything, but somehow she found out. What? So wait. Wait. Oh, okay. So I see what happened. I my brain blanked out there for a minute. So the friends got together and you said, "Fuck this dinner. Let's go eat something good." And you guys went to a pizzeria, and somehow she found out about it. Sounds like somebody snitched if nobody posted it on social media. She later called me and said it was rude and insulting that we went for food after she spent time preparing dinner for everyone. Well, I could see that from her perspective. Obviously you guys didn't like the food that she made, and I don't know, that's kind of in a tough situation, because like, if the food is quote unquote lasagna and you say that you're going to make vegan lasagna, I mean, there is some expectations for there to be lasagna, not just like lettuce and whatever the fuck it was. But it's also like, like understandable, you know, because you hosted a dinner party and then you found out that your guests didn't like the food that you made, and you know you put your time and your effort and you know your money into hosting this dinner and making this dinner. But if the food is shit, I mean, I don't know. She has a right to be mad, but I don't feel like that she is looking at the situation from an outward perspective. I told her I appreciated the effort she put in, but I was very hungry and didn't want to ask for something else to eat in front of the other guests, which is understandable. You know, you don't want to look like a fucking pig. She says the fact that multiple people left and went out to eat made her feel humiliated, and like everyone was making fun of her cooking. Oh, again, yeah, she probably feels justified a little bit in feeling that way. This one's really not funny. This one's not funny, it's not entertaining, it's actually very mundane. And, I don't care. I'm gonna end the video on the story, and you can tug on my knob. Some friends think I should have stayed longer and sucked it up. Others think if you invite people over for dinner and tell them you're serving lasagna, it's reasonable for them to expect something more substantial than layered lettuce and tomatoes. Am I the asshole? Like I said, yeah, that's pretty much what I said. That last paragraph is pretty much what I said. And yeah, there's not much going on in the story, but to answer his question, yes and no. Like, the way he's framing it, the way the narrative is, like, yes, he's an asshole, but like, no, he's not an asshole, because he was trying to be considerate and trying to kind of like not look like a slob and like eat all the food, so nobody had any food. So yes and no, but like kind of.